Hi guys, this is Ajit here. Welcome to the channel one more time, and this is an extension to my part 1. So if you are new to channel or if you are new to this video, then do watch my part 1 video to make you understand and so that you have a clear concept what exactly we are talking about here. So in this video, we will be focusing more in terms of practical approach, what exactly the communication take place between all the components that we have in Aruba Wireless and how they communicate, how they talk, what protocols running between them, what needs to be taken care of, how to troubleshoot those issues, what other factors that are involved, which needs to be taken care before you start doing the troubleshoot. What still, when you are still done from all your thought process about troubleshooting, still something left that can help you to, resolve the problem. So this video is going to cater all those components that I have tried to cover here, but most important part is that everything is from the interview point of view. So the entire content is made in such a way where that not only going to help you to boost your confidence, going to help you to have your vision in your mind, but every question itself can create a multiple questions. So I have tried to cover everything, and also during the video I've explained you how a single questions can be asked in multiple ways so that you can prepare in the same way and clear concept. In case if you want to talk to me, you can book the appointment and you can take the appointment with all the different packets that are already there. You can check link in the descriptions. If you have yet not subscribed my channel, do subscribe my channel and do like and share with your friends also. So let's start this video now.
AP is upgraded to instant AP without manual intervention. APs are upgraded to the instant image via virtual controller by using the following steps. The AP boots up with the manufacturing image in an unprovisioned mode. That's the default mode of any AP. The AP enters the controller discovery process using the DHCP static ADP, that is Aruba Discovery Protocol, DNS, based on controller discovery. If the preference role is set to controller less, the AP bypass controller discovery and immediately enters instant discovery. As for instant AP, the mode or role is always controller less. So it will bypass the controller discovery process once it boot up. If a managed device is discovered, but the AP deployment policy is applied to this AP, the AP connect to the managed device and download the Aruba OS image. The managed device reject the AP termination and redirect the AP to the instant discovery process. Now, this point number 4 is very crucial in terms of live production environment. Sometimes your AP is stuck in this mode. How to troubleshoot that we will be covering in other slides. If the AP cannot locate any managed device, it enters the instant discovery process to locate an instant virtual controller, activate, airwave, or central. So once it will locate for the instant virtual controller, it will look for the if it's a DHCP, it will look for the activate, then airwave or Aruba central, depending upon what kind of setup you have in your network. The AP attempts to discover a virtual controller in an existing AP cluster. If a virtual controller is discovered, the AP join the existing instant AP cluster and download the instant image from the cluster. After the image is downloaded, the AP reboots, the configuration synchronizes, and the AP runs in controllerless mode. So from here, as you can understand, like whenever you have a new AP that you deploy on the site, number one thing that again question can be asked, like, what is the mode? Like, what is the default mode of any access point or instant AP? That is it is in unprovisioned mode. Then for any AP to become online, you need to set up the IP address of that IP. You can put up the IP as a static IP or via the DHCP or ADP and DNS. But depending upon the type of AP, the controller discovery process that you have, or the IP addressing the schema or the process that you want to involve, these process will come into the picture. Okay, how and when, that we will discover later on. So these are the steps that normally an AP or instant AP use, so that once you boot up the instant AP, how it will follow these steps to come online. Okay. Which AP can be used in controllerless and controller-based mode? The following AP support both controller-based mode and controllerless mode: AP303H and AP365 and AP367. These are some one of the examples. I know as a number, you should be knowing that which AP can be used in both kind of setup, whether you have the controller-based setup and whether you have a controller-less setup. How AP traffic originated in Aruba Wireless? The AP traffic originates via PAPI. In Aruba Wireless, tunnel created for each society or one tunnel for all SSID per SSID tunnel created between AP and WLC. So that means if you have pre-SSID in your network, for example, you have corporate SSID and guest SSID, and you can say third party or vendor specific SSID. Okay, so do we have a single tunnel for all these three or separate tunnel for all of them? So in Aruba, we have a separate tunnel for each SSID. What is the maximum SSH session allow in instant AP? The maximum SSH session allow in the instant AP is 4. Can I upgrade to Aruba OS 8.0 without adding a mobility master? Now, this question is again interesting because you understand, because mobility master work only on, or on OS 8.0 or above. So can I upgrade to Aruba OS without adding a mobility master? Like in the network, if you don't have the mobility master, then how can we upgrade any device to Aruba OS 8.0? Yes, you can upgrade to Aruba OS 8.0 without adding a mobility master. What happens if a mobility master is down? Mobility controller will stay up and AP broadcast SSID. However, some of the services like AirMatch, RF centralized visibility, MON or WebCC or UCC AI group, WMS, ROG or API client, CPSec and remote AP, that is new AP bringing, and NB API will not work. So that means, so it will retain the last session that it has. And if your mobility master is down, mobility controller will be stay up and it will keep on broadcasting the SSID and it will perform its regular function. What is the bandwidth requirement between mobility master and mobility controller? Bandwidth requirement vary depending on AP, controllers, users, and services that you're using. What protocol is running between mobility master and managed devices? IPsec. So this question is specifically for in order to understand from the design point of view. And this is what I have explained you in the beginning of the video about which protocol run between mobility master and the managed devices that we have. How will ZTP of managed device be supported? ZTP will be supported both with Activate and DHCP. So ZTP stands for zero touch provisioning, where you deploy the device with the zero touch provisioning method, where you have the internet based DHCP that you allow, and then with the help of Activate, all the process of making the device online will happen. So we'll understand this in further. How many nested managed nodes can you have? You can have up to 8 nodes. If there's a new AP model, will we have to upgrade all the managed device and mobility master, or can we load a new AP LSM? Managed device and mobility master would have to be upgraded. So again, this is a practical questions, like if whenever you have a new kind of AP model, that supports only Aruba Central, for example, okay, it won't support mobility master. Or if you have any latest launch AP on Aruba OS 10, and then what will happen to your mobility master or already other managed devices in your network? So the answer is that managed device and mobility master would have to be upgraded for this new AP to be used under them or managed by them. Will the mobility master terminate instant AP VPN? No, the mobility master is not terminating any AP and is not part of the data path. Instant AP VPN will have to be terminated on the managed devices only. Do controllers in the same cluster have to share L2? Yes. What happens if the license count is exceeded? AP will not come up. Now, this is another reason when you, after done all your troubleshoot, and if you still see your AP is not coming online, this is one of the reasons. What about deployment with more than 10,000 AP? Since mobility master is currently limited at 10,000 AP, what is the solution for 20,000 or 30,000 AP? For deployment larger than 10,000, multiple mobility masters are required. Is the mobility master multi-tenant? Mobility master can be configured to manage multi-tenant deployment, but is not configured to allow multi-tenancy admin logins. So right now, admin sees everything in the mobility master. So what it says that even though you can use your mobility master as a multi-tenant, that means you can have a multiple instances of the same mobility master, but your admin that the admin user can have access to all the cluster, all the your tenant that you have in your environment. Okay, so for example, a single user, or single instance, if you have, if you have multiple instances of the same mobility master, and you want, for each instance you have a separate username. Okay, so if, for example, if there's username A, is username B, he can access his own instances. But when we talk about the admin user, he has access to A and B both. Okay, because till now admin multi-tenancy for admin user is not separate. It is still managed by a single component. What does Aruba Airwave do? Airwave provides detailed health and analytics dashboard to monitor critical applications and services, including network health, used to view client usage, monitoring and configuration compliance, alert summaries, and other selected statistics. Can we manage Mobility Master from Aruba Central? No, Aruba Mobility Master cannot be directly managed from Aruba Central. Explain traffic flow in tunnel mode. In tunnel mode, the AP will create GRA tunnel per WLAN to the controller. All user traffic the AP normally receives arrives encrypted. The AP sends the encrypted traffic via the GRA tunnel directly to the controller. The controller will decapsulate the packet from the GRE header, decrypt the packet, firewall the packets, then switches or route the packet onto the network. If permitted by the firewall, CPSec or control plane security is not mandatory in tunnel mode. So what it says that whenever you have the AP, for example, let's take here. So if you have this access point that is connected to your access switch, then you have the core switch, then you have the controller, and then you have this uh, firewall, and then you have this internet or this. So there will be a tunnel that will form between access point and your controller. Okay, so any traffic this which this AP will receive will be the encrypted traffic that which this AP will receive, and then this packet will be sent via this tunnel to the controller. Controller will then decapsulate this packet, and as per the destination, whether it's for Ethernet or for the wireless, it will apply the firewall policy and then reroute the packet to the destination. This is what we say in the normal default mode of any access point in Aruba. How traffic flow in decrypt tunnel mode? In decrypt tunnel mode, the AP will create GI tunnel to the controller. All user traffic received by the AP normally arrives encrypted, and AP will decrypt the packet prior to sending it down to the GRE tunnel. The controller will decapsulate the packet from the GRE header, firewall the header from packet, then switches or route the packet onto the network if permitted by the firewall. It is mandatory to enable control plane security or CPSec between AP and controller while using decrypt tunnel mode. So you can see from here the difference between encrypt mode and tunnel mode. That in decrypt mode, what happened that AP will decrypt the packet, whereas in tunnel mode, your controller decrypt the packet. So AP received the encrypted packet, and then AP decrypt the packet. Then it's sent into the GRA tunnel, and that is why as within the tunnel, the packet that goes to the controller is non-encrypted. So that is why we have to use the CPSec enable between the AP and the controller. These are the very important differences between them, and also very important to while doing the troubleshoot in wireless.